All right, we're back for the second part of the game of the fixture. That was a beautiful concert.
2-all, or you think it's going to be 3-1? What do you guys think?
I think it's going to be 2-all.
We lost Miss Predictor over here.
Well, before anything, what we should add is these two are cousins. So it is a family battle tonight.
Okay, sorry, Sid. For your Diet Coke, I'm going to say Eshita is going to win.
Eshita has been working extremely hard over the last few months. In fact, she's a very new pickleball player. And I actually played pickleball with her, I think the first time, about 4 or 5 months ago. And she's improved tremendously since then. And I can't wait to see, obviously all these are very young players. I can't wait to see where they're going to be next year.
Yeah, Eshita just primarily played doubles in the league so far. So it's a real treat to get to see her in the singles match. And Veda has just been one of the strongest women's players in the league, and she's shown her prowess. She's beaten Feiruz. She's beaten almost all of her contenders, I think, and lost to very few. I think she had lost to Satvika, but I can't really remember any other losses.
You got Veda had a kind of an upset in the previous fixture against Moksha. Got to give it to Moksha as well. She played a wonderful match, but kind of shows how the mentality of Veda is. She just doesn't give up. She was down, I think 11-7 or 11-5, and she made 11-11. So it's one of those things where you got to appreciate a talent like Veda. Looking forward to a lot more players like her to come to the league, but also a lot of players like Eshita, trying out pickleball and becoming really good at it.
On the money, brother. I think the fact that
All stars, we just got a review that we can't hear you on the video.
All right,
That is okay.
we are back for the second part of the fixture. Thanks to Lucky Ali for the great halftime show.
Thank you so
Sid,
much.
what are your predictions? Like you asked me before.
my prediction is that Lucky will be sold out next show.
We have a real treat in front of us. I think this fixture leans heavily towards Veda, but I wouldn't be surprised if Eshita puts up such a strong fight, because we know her to be such a strong fighter.
I agree. I think Eshita has always been a fighter. She'll also be a sportswoman for the longest of times. And a lot of times when you're a fighter, and sport actually teaches you resilience, fighting spirit, the never give up attitude. So I think she's actually a very good badminton player, and Veda is a tennis player. So one could argue this is actually going to be a tennis versus badminton battle.
So do you think Eshita is going to push the net a lot more in this game to get that badminton lob, or be a lot more aggressive at the net, or do you think she's going to stick to the baseline? Because badminton, obviously, you'd like to hit the ball on the full.
I feel it's going to be a situation where Veda is going to try to blast it, and Eshita is going to try to pick it up, move side to side and pick it up. It's going to be a contest between Eshita.
Calculated to go their way.
I spoke to Sam for a while actually in the break. I was like, do you think it's going to go a dream breaker? He looks at me stone cold. He's like, why? We're going to close it before that.
Mark of someone who's very confident of himself and his players.
Oh, for sure. I think if you win out, it doesn't matter, but you have to have that belief, and I think he exemplifies that.
And that was a brilliant first point by Veda.
Maybe half my prediction is right with Eshita pushing the net to get the ball on the full. Veda playing a passing shot. Yeah. Wonderful shot to see. A backhand down the line. A bit of luck with the net, but I think it was going through.
Yeah, I think Veda's going to hit passing shots all night long. So I think Eshita should stay back as long as possible because she also has some incredible angular long shots as well.
I think you hit on the money there, Anisha. The angles that she's actually generating are actually quite difficult to return no matter how good you are.
Eshita got her first point.
Insider news, we've just found out that Veda and Eshita are cousins.
They're actually own sisters.
I guess. But I mean, how does that play? I think some sibling rivalry here. It's good to see that.
Yeah, Venus and Serena Williams. Sorry, your time is over. Now we have Veda and Eshita.
I thought you were about to say Sid Reddy and Sid Reddy.
And Eshita gets the service back. You know what's interesting with all the Mavericks players is they'll always look to their captain Shrikar for guidance. If they hit a ball out, if they hit a winner, they always kind of look to him for that like extra validation or like kind of solace.
For sure, I think, and also Shrikar gives very clear feedback. He's like, do this, do that. It's not scattered. It's not a machine gun approach. It's always a sniper approach saying, move, do this, do that, and then it's very clear. Oh. That was close. I think she almost had that.
Eshita was pretty happy to see the ball come up. Just that the execution didn't really work out. A big out, but I think she was pretty happy with how she played that forehand before that lob came through.
I don't think Eshita, as you said, is going down without a fight. I mean, that's exactly the kind of stuff that she needs to do is like be dominant at the net, but also kind of watch out for which balls to stay back for as well.
I think I agree with what you mentioned earlier, Anisha. I feel like she should actually stay back, and until she actually gets a loose point, actually when the base actually makes more sense for her. Oh! I think we have a Spider Woman in the house. I mean, the way she jumped, I thought she's going to go to the next building.
Glad this game's called pickleball and not badminton. That was a proper badminton smash. Great to see that here. And I'm glad Veda is safe as well.
She might have missed that, but though she went the wrong direction, she was fast enough to actually come back and take the ball.
I think what I'd also like to commend Eshita is, a lot of players might say, no, I'm not a singles player. I don't want to play this. But I really embrace her spirit. She's like a true athlete. No challenge is too big enough for her. And I think it also makes it's a hallmark of a great team player as well, too.
There we go. The trademark Veda shot, passing, waiting for the play to come in, looking for that passing shot. I think she's equally good with the forehand and the backhand. So where do we stick?
For sure. And to add to what Anisha was just saying, you're right. Because especially when you're not a singles player generally, you do what's required for the team. No complaints, no nothing. And one thing about Eshita, and the reason why she's going to improve is she's been trying to take feedback in terms of how do I improve my game, and asking multiple people who've been watching her play. So when somebody has that kind of attitude in terms of always wanting to improve, you're going to get better at some point.
Yeah, I think Veda is getting a sizable lead right now. It's 7-2 in favor of the All-Stars.
7-2 offsuit.
The best hand in poker.
Yeah, after 3 Diet Cokes, definitely.
I also want to comment on is Eshita has always used a one-handed backhand, and I think it's almost always unpredictable. Her backhand. Sometimes it can go really low. Sometimes she pops it high. But the great thing about Eshita is if she pops it and her opponent smashes it, she can almost always return it again.
I agree. I think that's a very valid observation, and I would think, in fact, I'll probably have a word with her after this, saying that she should move to a double hand. I know it's not common in badminton, but she's a good athlete. She'll probably switch to a double hand, and by next season, I'm sure she'll be a way more improved player on the backhand side.
I think Veda noticed that pretty quickly right after the third point that she's going for the single hand and backhand, like you mentioned. She's been popping the ball up, so I guess she's going to focus a lot more on on Ishita's backhand now and move towards the net is what my guess would be. But yeah, I think moving to a double-handed backhand is always good. You can definitely get a lot more support with either the one fingers or the two fingers you keep behind the paddle. You can be a lot more technical there. Try to guide the ball with your right hand. But yeah, I think she's going to make that move. A lot of players will make that move. It looks great with Roger Federer, but I guess in the game of pickleball, it's definitely a weapon to have a double-handed backhand.
And we just had the changeover there. And with 9-2, Veda has a 7-point lead.
Veda got a sizable lead, but she's not going to give up. There you go. She's still fighting, but Veda has been hitting her spots, and you got to give her credit. She's been hitting. She deserves the point when she hits shots like that.
I think this was part of the move. I think Mavericks don't look that tensed. I think this is part of the move as well to kind of isolate Veda in the fixture. Keep Satvika for the mixed doubles. So I'm also pretty excited about how the mixed doubles will play out because Mavericks definitely thought this through with trying to win the first two matches, and I wouldn't say playing the best singles player for the women's tie.
Oh, what a brilliant shot there by Veda. Keeping her back in the backhand corner and then having a nice little drop in the kitchen on the forehand side.
On the money, I think what both Nisha and Sid just mentioned, Veda realizes that she wants to go to the backhand and she's just trying to put it as deep as possible. Oh! Spider Woman has just slammed that, and I think that's a shot that Shika Kidambi would be very proud of.
And she's sticking to her line. She wants the ball to pop up. She's hitting that forehand deep, and then looking to get that pop. Yeah, like we mentioned before, Veda clearly noticing Ishita's backhand being the single-handed backhand and focusing more on her shots more on that.
I think a valid point. I think normally badminton players though, because they play single-handed backhand in badminton, invariably have a single-hand backhand in pickleball. And this is where, unfortunately, tennis players have an advantage because most of them actually play a double-handed backhand. So they have a bit of an advantage when they switch to pickleball.
Oh, just missed there for Veda. And Eshita has the serve at 2-13.
So far, one way. It's been one-way ticket for Veda. She's just run away with this game. Back to her serve. We didn't even get a chance to come up with predictions because it's just gone one-way set.
In all credit to Veda, she played really, really well. Ishita did her best, but to be fair, Veda just ended up nailing most of the shots that she tried. So it's moving one way.
It's match point here for Veda. The crowd is going absolutely wild for her. Will she close it in this serve?
We are looking at match point. Veda's serving for the match. And there we go. That was a quick game. I think Lucky Aliya's performance was probably not lucky for Eshita, but the game ended up pretty quickly.